All right, so we are doing Casino Royale in 3, 2, 1.
It's gonna be weird. Oh frick! That's way louder than I meant it to be.
It's probably way too loud.
Oh damn! I had it cranked.
Don't worry, listeners. There wasn't a lion in this room.
There we go.
I forgot that also the opening logos were in black and white.
Sorry, my bad. I know I just fucked that up slightly.
Oh, that's all good.
It's a 2K monitor. We don't want to watch it in 720p.
Yeah, glad we splurged on that. I think most of this movie is filmed in the Czech Republic.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the start of this movie feels like old Bond.
It does. It really
The
does.
black and white and everything, it feels like an old movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the shot angles they chose, too.
Yeah. I really like this, how this looks. So yeah, in preparation for this, we both read the Casino Royale novel, and we're planning on doing all the movies in book order, which is probably the most cursed way that you could watch the movies, but we're doing it anyway.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would think this guy was like, there's a man broken into my office.
Yeah.
That would maybe cause some, larger red flags.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait for it. Here we go.
This is probably one of the most iconic moments in this, well, at least in the last couple of films in the franchise.
All thanks to the Weekly Planet.
Well, that's how we know of its iconic status. Drowning people in sinks.
Yeah, who comment down below who wins, Indiana Jones or James Bond if they all go to battle? And there's only one right answer. It's not what you'd expect.
No.
Or it is if you are on the internet on any level.
Yeah, shout out to a much bigger podcast. Yeah. I also forget how early in the movie this happens.
It's like right away.
It's like immediate. This is your introduction to the character.
Oh yeah.
Where other Bonds, you had them in casinos drinking and
Nope. He's
getting
just
laid.
drowning people in the sink.
With the sketchiest Bond.
Also, with how easy that other sink broke from him shooting it, you would think he could probably break the sink.
Yeah.
Or James Bond pressing a man into the sink doesn't break it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was definitely a wire pull.
Yeah.
The stunt guys were like, okay, ready?
Yank.
Yeet! Sent him flying.
Alright, right into the
Albert
credits real quick.
Broccoli.
Yeah.
I like the poker aesthetic for the credits.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah, the opening credits for this is really nice.
Well, they usually do a good job. They stylize pretty much all of them. Like throughout all of the, at least Craig Bond films. I can't speak so much to the other ones.
Well, going back, it's usually just a lot of naked women just kind of flopping around. But this we get not only James Bond in it, but he actively kills people in the opening credits.
Wait, really?
Yeah. He's got a higher kill count in this than some of the Bonds have in their entire movies. It's really funny. I think he kills 8 people or something.
Well, most of the other Bonds just sit around and drink.
Yeah. So you watch, they're just gonna kill this dude.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Random red guy.
Never mind, I did know this. Boof.
It's a good introduction to the character, I think. Or at least how we understand the character to be.
Well, what's funny is the version of that, like, that's presumably Daniel Craig, right? But
I
that
think
is
so.
not Daniel Craig's hair on that animated character. Like, look at that hair.
Well, I mean, he's got like 5 polygons. It's like...
Reminds me of Super Hot, which is a game
Yeah.
where they're all like polygon people,
Mm-hmm.
and you shoot them. But if you move, you go at a normal speed. But if you stand still, you're in slow motion.
That thing with a card reminds me a lot of Looney Tunes Back in Action, where they have the little playing card and they look at the Mona Lisa. That's a movie that's not unconnected to James Bond, because it does have Timothy Dalton playing a spy in that. And he played Bond back in the 80s. See, look at all these people.
He kills a lot of people in this year opening credits.
Yeah.
Is it canon? Does this count?
Yeah, this is how he got his 00 status, was killing random people made out of playing cards.
All right, let's wrap it up here. Based on the novel by Ian Fleming, which we read like a bunch of nerds
Yeah.
at a hand. God, Ian Fleming is so racist.
Yeah.
That's a good thing they took that out, because I don't think this movie would go over well with modern audiences if they left that in.
Yeah.
Damn, look at those blue eyes.
Very blue. Something they really emphasized in the last movie.
Yeah.
Especially with his kid and everything. Oh, spoiler alert.
Like, oh, wow, come on, man. This is the first one. We still got like 5 movies left.
Yeah, we're like, what, 10 minutes in, and I've already spoiled the entire franchise? Yeah.
This opens very differently than the books.
Oh, yeah. Well, they rearranged the entire, reason for why Le Chiffre needs money. They've changed up. It's not just Smersh and a bunch of failed brothels. It's a whole terrorist organization, and they're, doing a whole bunch of stuff.
I mean, I think this makes more sense.
Yeah, it's more grandiose, for sure. The Casino Royale, the book, is very small scale.
Did they really set up Mads Mikkelsen to be the like ultimate villain?
Well, yeah. Yeah. He does a good job as Le Chiffre.
Well, didn't they have someone else originally and then they recast?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't.
I feel like I heard that somewhere, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish there was some more of Schmersh.
Well, they don't really make it into the movies.
Well, because this is set in more of like a modern context, where Schmersh is like a USSR thing.
That's a very Cold War villain. And by the time they were making the movies in the 60s, they had already created Spectre, and they stuck with that instead of having Smersh through those other books. Even if in the books it's Smersh.
I think the way to do another Bond is to not go modern, because modern you got too much tech, takes away.
Yeah.
You got to go like, I think if they did a Bond that is in the 60s, is totally the way to go. Even the 50s, because like Casino Royale is set like late 50s, isn't it?
I think it's set when it was written, so like 52, 53-ish.
Yeah, like that's very different than this being set in whatever this is supposed to be, late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, this is 2006. Yeah. Now, this guy is played by Sebastian Foucan, and as we will see, he's really good at like parkour and stuff like that.
Well, he's famous
Mostly because he created it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say. I was like,
Yeah.
he's famous for literally creating the idea.
Yeah.
It's like his whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very good trigger discipline on this Carter guy.
No.
No wonder he doesn't make a comeback again later on.
Yeah, Bond probably killed him.
Drown him in a sink.
You failed me for the last time.
I mean, Daniel Craig doing some good parkour.
Oh yeah, he trained a lot for this movie. Well, he did a lot for like every single movie. He was kept in shape by a very vigorous training schedule.
Seems slightly unnecessary.
Yeah. License to kill and to drive heavy equipment.
He's a forklift certified.
Forklift certified. Yeah.
Well, it's not even like this helps him get to him either. Like, he literally just does a bunch of property damage for no reason.
Yeah.
Which doesn't actually he get yelled at for doing.
Maybe we'll have to.
Like,
wait
I
and see.
think M yells at him for doing this.
How could you, Bond? Destroying this apartment building.
Well, that
Rip
guy just fell to his death, or to be seriously crippled. Oh yeah,
No,
well, that one's dead.
He's dead. Those guys weren't going to do anything.
Damn, he slid through that too, which is wild.
A lot of these stunts were done for real as well. Like, they didn't fake a lot of this. Like, they...
Well, I don't think they faked any of it. Like, I think obviously they're on like safety equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, but they did go, like, 200 feet in the air to do some of these.
I mean, it shows. It looks very real. Which, because, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bond really just trashing this construction site.
Yeah.
Does he have a gun? Why didn't he just shoot Bond there? Like, he's climbing up, just watch him. Bang! Bond falls to his death.
Yeah, it's the end of James Bond. James Bond will not return in Quantum of Solace. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess there's my answer.
That's your answer, yeah.
Okay, that's actually really funny. I forgot about that.
Same.
Yeah, to just casually catch the gun, it's really funny.
Yeah, especially for this movie, which doesn't really lean into the comedy that the other Bond movies do.
That would have been better to stay in one long cut where you actually see him like do the whole jump on the wide.
Yeah, I think it would have been more effective.
Bond's just like, if this guy can do it, I got this. The
This reminds me a lot of the parkour sequence in one of the Johnny English movies.
Oh yeah, where he's just
casually walking and the guy's like doing parkour over everything.
I think this is probably Johnny English is probably making fun of that. Like,
I think it's very
what
direct
reference
reference. Yeah.
Why did he have to hit it? He just
Could have pressed that lever.
It's got good chase music.
Oh yeah,
Got
fantastic.
the bongos going.
Doom, 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 doom. I think this was the first scene they filmed. This fight in this little office.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wild that Bond would just, attack an actual other nation's embassy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they're probably not going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to mess with Britain.
Yeah.
But like...
Usually he's a bit more subtle with his espionage.
Well, I think that's the point, though, of Daniel Craig Bond, is that he just is like, meh.
Yeah, just barging, guns blazing, I'll kill everyone here.
He's like, I got this.
Taking all that with me.
Unwarranted confidence.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you really couldn't imagine any of the other Bonds doing this sort of thing.
Maybe Lazenby.
No. Lazenby wouldn't have even gotten off that truck. He would have tried to grab onto it and fall off. Maybe Timothy
Oh,
Dalton
he
would have done it.
smacked it with the head. Maybe Brosnan Bond, but he would have tried to been like sneaky about it and wear like a disguise.
Maybe. Yeah, he would have snuck in. All the other Bonds would have snuck in, but...
Or like Connery Bond is doing blackface.
Well, yes, I do belong here. Like, I don't believe you. You need to leave.
I thought Bond needed the bomb maker alive.
Well... He doesn't play by the rules.
I guess he didn't need him alive that badly.
No.
Ninja vanish.
This feels like a failed playthrough of Hitman. When you screw up, you just gotta kill everyone.
Yeah. Or Assassin's Creed, where
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sneak in, and then you just end up killing everyone.
Things
and
just
leaving.
escalate, like, right away.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I've been there.
That's the Craig MO, is escalation.
What did Anakin call it in Star Wars?
Um,
Violent negotiation?
yeah,
or
something like that.
hostile negotiation? I don't know. That's not right either.
I'll cut in a clip. Imagine if your tail was just gushing blood.
Out of your eye? Well, and what I find interesting, too, is that in the book, right, obviously they're playing Baccarat,
Yeah.
but there's no, like, talk of, like, oh, yeah, he's got a tell, so I know to, like, beat him.
Yeah.
Bond just gets lucky. Like, he literally just prays and wins. Like,
Yeah, it's more skill-based, the book. But you can kind of do that because you can get more into the mind of the characters, whereas this, you kind of have to make it visual.
yeah, but, like, in the book, Bond doesn't win because of skill. He wins because the Americans give him more money, and he just said, screw it.
Because he just keeps playing.
Yeah, like, he doesn't... He shouldn't have won. That's the whole point, is that he just, like, banks the best possible card that he needs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kills unarmed prisoner.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Well, prisoner from what perspective?
Yeah. Now, unarmed, he did have a bomb in his backpack. Wasn't turned on, but he had it. So, I don't know.
And he had a gun at one point.
At one point, yeah.
He threw it at him.
Yeah, until he launched it at Bond.
Also, how's Bond even allowed to be still a secret agent? Like, his face would be very clearly everywhere.
Yeah. I do love that they brought back Judi Dench to continue being M through these movies.
Well, yeah, because it's Judi Dench. She can't get any better than that.
No, she's fantastic casting.
There's no moving up.
No.
I think he was in Gladiator.
Yeah, that's it's Tobias Mendes, I think. He's in a lot of good stuff. He's in the show called The Terror, about the Franklin expedition, but it's got like monsters and shit. It's really good.
One SMS sent.
Ancient laptop.
Yeah, but they still got enhance and zoom.
Zoom, enhance.
Zoom,
Enhance.
enhance more.
Computer, enhance.
We still can't do that.
No.
I mean, we kind of can with some AIs, but not the same.
No. But that's not even like the real information that's there. That's just kind of an estimate. It's a much quieter movie than I remember it being.
Well, it's also because it's set pretty quiet.
Well, no, I mean like just in tone and stuff.
It's all about the subtlety.
Yeah. There's a lot of like actual spying. I kind of like that. You also get M visiting Bond's apartment, which doesn't happen very often.
No, doesn't he break into her apartment?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, okay. It is her apartment. I was gonna say it was kind of interesting because the next movie we're gonna see Bond's apartment because M's gonna go visit him, but yeah, I was wrong. I gotta make a compilation of all the things that are just straight up lies that I've said in these commentaries. I'm sure there's quite a few. I like this antagonism between them.
Well, they have a weird kind of dynamic.
Mm-hmm. It's like a disappointed parent.
Well, they expand more on it, especially in Skyfall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Skyfall expands their relationship the most.
Out of any of the Bond movies, yeah, for sure. In the old movies, you were lucky if you got more than 2 scenes with M.
Actually, I've changed my mind. I am going to let them kill you.
Yeah.
Gets taken. Schmursh! Gets him.
Some agent just jumps out of the elevator. Kills him right there. You got a sink? Yes, it's in the washroom over there.
Gotta drown him for posterity's sake. Also, Bond is supposed to be operating out of the Bahamas in the book.
Yeah.
Whereas this, he's just going there because he feels like it.
Yeah.
Well, not because he feels like it, but because that's where he was told to go, based on the cell phone that he stole.
Yeah.
It's pretty convenient timing that the second he walks off the plane, he sees the yacht.
Yeah.
Not that he would be able to connect 2 and 2, you would think.
No. You'd think for a 2.5-hour movie there'd be a bit more investigation going on.
It's pretty unhelpful GPS, actually. It's not really giving you a good overview.
No. Here's what you can see out of your own eyes. But it's green. Wow, we're in the future, aren't we? It's a Canadian flag.
Yeah, it is.
Well, an American one too, but, let's ignore that.
He's rocking a nice Seamaster Aquaterra.
Mm.
He's not even really... He probably is not even parking at the valet. He's just parking at somewhere random.
Yeah.
And he probably just got some poor valet fired.
Probably. There goes those two guys. Can't wait to see the news headlines the next day. MI6 agent fucks up cars. Picture him in the parking lot just standing there.
Same agent from killing an unarmed prisoner.
Yeah. It's also incredibly convenient that when he calls, you can see the guy. It's very lucky that the guy's like inside of the camera when he,
Ooh, look at that Blu-ray placement.
Those are the sponsor bucks there, Will.
I can't imagine Blu-ray sponsored Bond.
No, but other stuff in this movie is going to be.
Well, I mean, he's wearing the Seamaster, so that is 100% sponsored.
Would you look at that car? Awfully familiar.
Doesn't he have this car in the rest of the series?
I'm pretty sure that's an Aston Martin. That's like the classic Bond car.
Yeah, put it on the company card. Put it on the British tax dollars.
Her Majesty is paying for this.
Oh yeah, here we go. This isn't the scene I was wanted.
Oh, you're expecting him to come crawling out of the ocean?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. None
like
of this
freaking
nonsense.
creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah.
Come on, big money, wait for it. Get out of here, sexy lady.
Get out of your horse and the lady.
There we go. That's what we want up in here.
I'm pretty sure this is a reference to like Dr. No when Ursula Andress comes walking out of the ocean with her little knife.
Did he swim all the way over here?
Swam across the Bahamas. Yeah.
Well, because he's standing in like 3 feet of water, right? But he came up from being underwater.
He's just doing that thing where you like crawl around on the ground.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he trying to be inconspicuous?
No, he just doesn't want to get up out of the water. He just wants to kind of drift around.
So he just pulls himself on his hands.
Yeah.
Down the beach. Wait, Emma has a husband? Did they like show it like a shot?
It's not her husband, it's her lover. I like her silky pajamas. They look very comfy.
That guy's name was Izzy. You would think they'd have, you know, an actual name for Lashif instead of Lashif.
Well, no, that's the whole thing. Is that's like a number, or that's like a name he gave himself.
Yeah, but you would think
it's
MI6, if they have that much of a file on him with a picture and everything, that they'd have his actual name.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I can't remember if in the book they had known his name or not, because it was like kind of a mystery for at least a little part of it. It's those guys.
Why did he eat the peanut? Honestly, though, Baccarat would be an easier game to understand for most people than poker.
Yeah.
Like, once I actually looked into how to play it, super easy.
It's very simple. Make the number 9.
Yeah. I guess there's some like more complicated rules that go into it that maybe like to an American audience that poker is more accessible.
Yeah. Well, you'd think they'd go to blackjack though, as the substitute for baccarat, because it's very similar.
Yeah, but like the concept of the betting maybe wouldn't work the same way for like
how
it works in the book. I don't know. Poker also, it would make more sense because it's about all these millionaires playing to try to win all each other's money. So poker makes more sense from that standpoint, and then you actually play for each other's money.
Yeah, it's a more popular game too, like in the 21st century.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was doing some reading about the first adaptation of Casino Royale, the 1950s TV show version, and they had like a little segment before it where it was just some guy explaining how Baccarat works, because they're like, the audience isn't going to understand this. We need to like explain this. And then there's also a scene in that show where like where Leiter and Bond talk about like how to play Baccarat, so they really drive it in, they kind of play it. Were this Baccarat, that would have been like an absolute losing hand. Well, that wouldn't be much better, but it'd be better than his. I like that this guy has that Kramer fit.
He does look like Kramer.
Hey, Jerry, I lost my car in a game of poker.
This
fucking secret agent.
This guy with surprisingly blue eyes came and kicked my ass.
Anyway, Jerry, I'm going to the Laugh Factory to go say a bad word.
It's funny that how Bond gets his iconic car in this is just by robbing a guy.
Well,
gambling for it. He's not robbing him.
Yeah.
But the guy was an idiot.
Yeah. It's not like the old days when Q would just be like, now here, 007, this is your new car, and it's got this cool jet fighter thing in it. And machine guns, and an ejector seat.
That's a weird way to respond to that. I'm not that mean. Yeah, but maybe you're just out of practice of being a dick.
Yeah.
What the kind of response is that?
I don't know, it worked.
Yeah, I guess it works. But it's just like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I suppose I should probably give the actual background of why it took so long for this to be adapted. So, get out my old man notes here. I mean, paper here. So yeah, in the 1950s, they sold the rights to Casino Royale to CBS to make that TV show that I mentioned for about $1,000 back then money.
So like nothing?
Well, it's quite a bit, like for the time.
Not for a show though. I feel like $1,000.
That was the first thing they ever did with Bond. Was that like it was?
This is what $1,000 in what the 70s?
The 50s, $70 in the 50s.
I guess it's $1,000 in the 50s. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like buying a house.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, pretty much. So yeah, they make that. It's it's fine for what it is. It's got a good cast. I like Peter Lorre as Le Chiffre. I think that's probably the best Le Chiffre in my opinion because he looks the most like how he does in the book, and he's also just an actor I really like. It's also got Barry Nelson as James Bond, who's like the guy from The Shining, like gives Jack his job. Anyway, it's just a funny thing. In March of 1955, the film rights are sold to a guy named Gregory Radoff for $6,000. But Radoff doesn't do anything with them, and he dies like 5 years later. His widow and a guy called Charles K. Feldman, they end up getting the rights back to it, and also just kind of sit on it for a little while until the other Bond movies start getting made, and they decide in 1967 to go with Columbia Pictures to make the Casino Royale parody movie with a whole bunch of actors, but it's a complete shit show. They go through, I think, 6 directors. It's
never a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign. Everyone just fought with everyone on it. It's a disaster. Interesting movie, but a complete disaster. Yeah, and so Columbia ends up with the rights to the movie for quite a while until 1989 when Columbia gets bought out by Sony. Then Sony and MGM end up in some legal debates, and they end up trading the rights to Casino Royale for the partial rights to Spider-Man that MGM still had. Then in the early 2000s, Sony goes on to make the Spider-Man movies, and MGM and Eon Productions make Casino Royale. And that's how we get to where we are.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That was dry as fuck to listen to. But yeah.
I mean, that's just such a strange way for them to manage the rights of it and everything.
Yeah, well, because basically every other book ended up with MGM and Eon Productions. With the exception of Thunderball, which is a complete shit show. We'll get to that when we get to that. But, yeah. For a long time, other people had the rights to it. And so we had unofficial versions of it being made. We had, I think some like comic adaptations or something like that going on. Yeah.
So did he just ditch her?
I think so. Also, that was quite the transition.
I mean, it was cool.
Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot.
Oh, I guess he ordered her caviar and then left.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's this thing. I forgot about this.
How do you forget about Body Worlds?
Oh, I don't know, Will. I've been watching other stuff.
Well, you didn't preemptively watch Casino Royale?
No. But I did watch No Time to Die before watching this. Just for the sake of it.
I like the look of this movie, though.
It's nice, yeah. It does feel like a movie, though, from the early 2000s.
I mean, sure, but it's still got that nice film grain and everything, all the, like, film colors. Although, I think all the Bond movies are shot on film.
They're very consistent with that, yeah.
Seems bold to hunt down the guy who literally just took his car.
Yeah, like, if he spots you, the game is over.
Yeah, like, he knows.
I like how there's just so happens to be a poker game going on.
I guess, yeah, he does spot him. Forgot about this.
Well, he's not hiding very well.
Well, yeah, you didn't put on a hat and sunglasses. The ultimate hiding...
Yeah, hoodie, sunglasses.
I like the music cue.
Mm-hmm. Looks like they're about to make out. Like anyone who would walk along and see that, there's just like two guys vigorously shaking their hands between them, and he's like grasping him by the back of the neck, like, oh yeah. And right in view of that camera too, like, that's like the most noticeable thing going on. Now he is one with the exhibit.
Well, yeah, they just gotta skin him, and he'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Put him on display.
Uh-oh. Someone already got it.
You would think whoever took that would then, have seen Bond kill the guy.
Yeah.
Wait, the guy doesn't have caller ID?
Well, I would just say the guy that he took the phone from. Be like, oh,
yeah, but if you've only ever sent him one text message, presumably he wouldn't be calling you.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's Greg. He's butt dialing me again. That's what's his name?
With the guitar?
No, this guy here getting checked out. It's
it's the guy that owns the airline company.
yeah, rich guy, crazy dude.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. I know who you're talking about though. Isn't
Yeah.
it like Brian someone or like something?
Kenneth or something. I don't know. We're in the right ballpark with that.
I know exactly who you mean now. I just cannot think of his
I
name.
keep wanting to say Kenneth Branagh, but that's not.
Nope.
Or like Bronson or something. That's gonna bug me all day. Man, Bond is terrible at like actual spy stuff.
Yeah, he loses people constantly.
He's like, you can't blend in. He sticks out too much. He's always getting like way too close to people.
Do you think that Smirnoff product placement is sponsored?
Possibly.
Wow.
It worked.
The old put the gun in the front of the pockets.
Yeah.
So if you accidentally shoot it, goodbye junk.
Goodbye, manhood. Yeah. Also, I know the sprinklers are going off, but who would just leave their gun just lying around? Like, you'd think you'd have training to be like, oh, don't abandon this.
Is it wrong that part of me just forgot about how this movie goes and thought Bond would just like dive in through the window?
I wouldn't put it past him.
That is a large plane.
Mm-hmm. Bond on his way to go kill some whistleblowers.
He works for Boeing. Please, Boeing, don't kill us. We don't mean it.
It's a joke, man. It's not like I said you were a bad company that like kills people or whatever.
It's a joke.
Put big air quotes around this whole thing. Nothing that I say is true.
I would like to stress with absolute certainty that this material is comedy.
This is for humor.
Not actual opinions.
But like, what's the trade-off though? Like, of doing all that, you know? It's like, wow, you're such a bad company that everyone that works for you kills themselves. Like, that's bad optics either way.
Worried about the wrong things. Oh, here it is. What?
Still no window though.
No. But I knew he jumped at him.
Mm-hmm. Bond does a lot of hanging off of cars in this movie.
It's his main thing, you know?
Yeah. He's got that Marty McFly energy. Minus the skateboard.
Daniel Craig sprints like an absolute unit.
Oh, yeah.
Giving Tom Cruise a run for his money.
A run. I see what you did there.
Oh no, my luggage.
Rip my carry-on.
It's not a carry-on, that was getting
Oh,
checked.
yeah, that was the checked
baggage.
Yeah. I see. Rip all my fluids and things that are too big to bring in the carry-on. Ah, see, there you go. That's what you're thinking
Yeah,
of.
that was smooth.
That's the window. This also kind of reminds me of Indiana Jones a lot. Like all this fighting, like on and around cars and things.
And no wonder there's such a good comparison for who wins.
Well, there's a lot of inspiration going both ways with those, I think.
Well, what I also find interesting, funny, is that the book, right, literally takes place in like one location in France.
Basically.
So far, this has started in Czech Republic, Britain,
yeah,
Bahamas, and now where is
Madagascar
he here?
as well.
Yeah,
Plus-
and he's in Miami now.
Miami, yeah.
Hasn't even stepped foot in France.
Yeah.
Whee! Is that accurate? Could that happen?
I don't know. Maybe.
Ask the Mythbusters.
Jamie Heineman and Adam Savage are gonna flip a cop car with an airplane.
Well, presumably you could slide one.
Probably.
But like for one to launch like that and flip.
Well, I know a lot of the stuff they did with cars in this movie are practical. So they were able to do it in some way. I don't know how specifically, though, for some of these. There's a really cool behind-the-scenes thing for when they flip one of the cars later on in the movie, but we'll get there when we get there. In, like, an hour and a half. Craig does that really well. I just finished a fight. Where the fuck am I? Kind of acting. He's good at that.
My adrenaline is worn off. What the hell have I just done? Yeah, of course he's getting arrested by Homeland.
9/11 did wonders for our social security.
Wouldn't this have been post 9/11?
Yeah. I love this Scott becoming shot. Or it's from like Bond's perspective when this blows up.
I like that they took the time to build a speaker into their little tiny bomb.
Yeah.
See, they just set him up to be so evil.
You see, he's deformed, therefore evil.
Yeah, deformities make weird people.
Yeah.
I saw something about that actually for like why villains have deformities, but I don't remember what the takeaway was. Not in real life, just for like films.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. It's a trope. It's a cliche.
Or like,
It goes back ages though.
Yeah.
It's,
oh no.
oh no, a girl that Bond slept with has died. Shocker.
Won't be the first one of those.
Not the last time we'll see that trope.
Even within certain films that are maybe currently playing.
At least she's not dipped in something. Like, happens to so many other Bond girls. Gold, oil, in this case, sand in a hammock.
Oh, I say ow whenever I get hurt.
Ow.
It annoys people because they're always like, "Are you actually hurt?" No.
Also, not the last time we'll see this kind of technology in a Bond movie.
Doesn't he cut it out of himself at one point?
That sounds right, but yeah, we'll get there. They've also kind of overcomplicated Le Chiffre's plan in this.
Yeah.
Where he's like...
plan was, I have so much money left over from Schmerge.
It's not smishing this, Will.
I need to, get some more so I can pay off my debt.
Yeah.
Let me go gamble.
Yeah. But
This
he's
is
like,
oh, I gotta get money out of the stock market.
yeah, he's like shorting stocks by creating like terrorist incidents and like it's a lot.
I mean, his plan in this at least is actually probably more feasible
Than just gambling to make back your money. Yeah.
Like he's essentially insider trading where he causes things in the market to happen.
This is very small scale for a Bond like story, even compared to the book.
Other than he's already traveled most of the world.
Well, yeah. Been to like every continent so far.
Well, he hasn't even stepped foot in France.
Yeah.
That's a burn.
Yeah. That's like the defining character trait that develops out of this movie is being detached. Well, it's being attached and then being detached.
Then getting retached.
It's like getting retached and detached and retached and detached. That's a trend for the Bond movies of this era.
And then you have... Still not even in France.
No, not quite.
It's France adjacent.
Does the movie even actually take place in France? I don't even remember if they kept that detail.
No, he doesn't go to France. This is where he's going to gamble.
Yeah, that's right.
And then she dies when they go to Venice.
Yeah, Venice.
Well, I mean, spoiler, but if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you've seen this movie.
You've seen the movie, yeah. This isn't your first time viewing. Could you imagine doing that, just watching the commentary of a movie for the first time of your viewing? I love a good train scene.
She also has very blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bunch of blue-eyed people in this here movie.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, it's not a good plan.
It's not. It's objectively a bad plan all around.
It almost doesn't work.
Again, it's all based on luck. Mm-hmm. Obviously, some skill. Well, not some skill. A large amount of skill in poker.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it still comes down to Bond getting good cards.
Yeah.
And playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Versus taking him alive? I don't know.
Yeah. Killing him? Yeah.
Like, I guess you don't get the money, but, like, at least you don't have to deal with him.
Yeah.
Or, like, hire a world-famous poker player.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be Bond.
No.
It would make more sense if it wasn't. Mm-hmm. Like, if you go to, I don't know, who an early 2000s poker player would be, Daniel Negreanu.
There you go.
And you go, Daniel, MI6 will back you to beat this guy, please.
They just got the wrong Daniel.
Yeah.
But yeah, a whole part of the book is that like they're trying to defeat Le Chiffre so he gets like publicly exposed. Like there's a reason they don't kill him in the book. Like they want to screw over the Soviets. But in this, it's like he's kind of an independent person, so it doesn't really work that well.
No, and like the money still exists.
Mm.
Like I don't know. He also doesn't lose everything.
Yeah.
He loses a lot, but he says like, well, they said earlier too that like, oh, they shorted some whatever stock for 100 million.
Yeah.
He's not playing with 100 million. He's playing with like 2.
Yeah.
He's still got a nice, cool 98 million to go.
Mm. We got another like 50 Casino Royales to go through.
Well, not 2, but like they're willing to give Bond, what is it, 10 million?
Something
With
like that.
maybe an extra 5.
Mm-hmm.
So like, sure, it's not a small amount of money.
Yeah, I don't know if those are the numbers they stick with this movie though. I'm sure they adjust for inflation.
But if he's consistently... No, I think in this, that's what they said, is that she said that whatever, 20 or 10 million has been wired to his account, and that he can then get another 5 more at her discretion.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is your best plan here?
Yeah.
To try to take down the guy that is affecting the stock markets to make hundreds of millions of dollars? Gamble with 10 mil?
I don't know. They took out Al Capone for tax evasion, so maybe this is a similar kind of situation.
What if he's got his money in his tax-free savings account? It's all stocks.
Oh yes, Mr. Cayman Island.
Touche.
Will was born there, for you who don't know. Which I'm sure would be everyone. No one would know that. Who would know that? If this were an older movie, that would legit be her name.
Stephanie Broadchest.
Well, we'll get to some wacky ass names.
Well, yeah, I know. They got Moneypenny in this movie.
No, she's not in this one.
Or no, she's in...
They do a joke about that, but she's not in it.
Is she Quantum of Solace? She's definitely in Skyfall, because she shoots him in Skyfall.
Yeah. Did they introduce her in Skyfall, though? I don't remember.
Yeah, she shoots him.
Yeah, but is that her first movie, or is she in Quantum? I don't remember.
I don't know. Maybe at the end of Quantum?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. This movie really did away with a lot of the staples. Like, they kept M, and they kept Bond, and they kept a couple other...
Well, Q doesn't really show up in this.
Q's not in this, no.
But you got Leiter.
Yeah, you got Felix. The most consistently cast Felix of the entire franchise. Which isn't saying much, because he's only in 3 movies. But the next one down was only in 2, and then before that, none of them stayed for more than 1 movie.
Why did she call him Mr. Bond? Does he
just immediately break their cover.
Yeah, like reservation under beach. Here you go, Mr. Bond. If I was her, I'd be like, how the fuck does she know who you are?
Bond, please take this woman outside and assassinate her.
This is a red flag. Bond is not to be trusted.
He's like, oh, we're immediately in a trap. Okay, thanks.
Or Bond comes here often? Like,
must be, yeah. he just gets recognized.
See, again! Instantly!
Yeah.
Like, how do they know?
I don't know. Like, we still get gadgets in this movie, but like...
Yeah, but not really.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think it'd be better off if we got a 60s Bond next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because 1, it'd just be fun to have a period piece.
Yeah.
But then 2, you don't have modern technology, so like there's more you can do.
Yeah, you're more limited, so you have to be a little bit more creative.
Or do even like a 40s to 50s Bond. Like do a Bond post World War II.
I think that would like a Bond that's really close to the books would work well as a TV show or like a miniseries. I know we've had these discussions off mic, but yeah, I think that would work.
I don't like Mathis in this. Like compared to the book, he's not right. I don't know. There's something about him.
Yeah, he's French. That's good enough.
Also, Mathis in this movie always made me seem like he's a double agent. Like, I don't know. There's something about him.
Well, they kind of imply that he is, but then by the time they get to Quantum, they're like, no, he's totally innocent.
Yeah, like Mathis is just a all right guy. Like he's totally fine.
He's too smarmy in this.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got too much. I don't know. Like suspicion. I don't know. It's just the look, maybe.
I think that's one of the producers. He's in a lot of movies. He cameos in a few of them. I'm blanking on his name though.
Another reason to have a 50s Bond. None of this accounting nonsense.
Well, that's been a thing they've been doing since like GoldenEye. They've been like, oh, MI6 is too much paperwork, too much of this, too much of that.
Not enough men just getting in there going, oh,
yeah,
and drinking excessively.
Ever since we had Judi Dench, it's been downhill.
Judi Dench is probably a highlight for this movie.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like these are good movies, though. Even with them always complaining about the same things in every single one of them. Since, like, Brosnan.
Speaking of Brosnan, since we aren't really going to get there for a while.
We're never going to get there because none of his movies are books.
I wear the watch from GoldenEye.
Dramatic pause.
I had to think about that.
You mean that wasn't intentional? You brain farting right there?
Yeah, my brain shut off. I was like, where did I get this again?
Like, oh, Brosnan. And just mind went blank.
Did you just call him fat?
Like, I know your dimensions, Bond.
I mean, Daniel Craig rocks the hell out of that suit.
That's what I guess. He looks good in the suit. Doesn't wear it as often as I'd hope.
I will say though, as much as the GoldenEye watch is like absolutely my dream watch, there's a slightly updated version of this watch that Bond wears in this movie.
Oh yeah.
That at the same time I'm like, ooh,
That would be good.
That'd be nice, but it's like quadruple the price. And this watch was already expensive.
I'm kind of tempted to get one of those like shitty digital Roger Moore ones. Those really 70s looking ones, yeah.
They're actually expensive.
They are though. That's the thing. Like you wouldn't think it, but...
like it's the Pulsar, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's actually expensive. I've looked at it because I thought about getting you one. I was like, oh, can I get Steve like an old Bond watch? No.
No.
They are not easy to get.
No. I think one of the ones from View to a Kill is like decent price if you can find it. But
there's like Casio ones, but like that's not as iconic. Those are just Casio watches. I mean, they're iconic, obviously, because you know they're still Casio watches. But I meant for like Bond. But yeah, I think it's like a Seiko Pulsar is one of the first quartz watches, or like quartz digital watches. And or no, not it wouldn't be quartz. One of the first digital watches.
Yeah.
It's main man Felix.
Felix, played by Jeffrey Wright. I got my old man notes.
Honestly, of all the characters that I imagine, like for Bond, Felix is the only character that I imagine him.
He sticks in my mind.
Like I don't know, there's something about him that like the way they describe Felix in the book versus what he looks like in this movie. I don't know, he looks better in this movie than my imagination for the book.
Yeah.
Although I still I imagine a weird combination of Daniel Craig and Sean Connery Bond for what I imagine Bond to look like.
Yeah, when I'm reading Bond is kind of vaguely Connery, but he also kind of dips into Lazenby just because of how generic he looks, you know?
Well, I'm just imagining Daniel Craig, but with the hair of, like, Connery Bond.
Yeah, just, like, dark-haired Daniel Craig, yeah. Yeah, same, too, for the Felix thing. I kind of drift towards him just because he's the most consistent Felix. But I also imagine, like, a couple of the other actors as well. But, yeah.
I mean, for Moneypenny, I just imagine this one girl that I knew.
Okay, I at least imagine one of the Moneypennies from the movies, but...
Well, it's just the way that she's described in the books look a lot like someone that I know. Mm-hmm. So it's like, this is weird.
Yeah, but not that she's in the books very much.
No, but just... or not Moneypenny. No, I'm misremembering. It was not Moneypenny. It's... Fuck, who's the girl in this movie? I forgot her name.
Oh boy, Will, you were not prepared.
No. They said it, I'm just blanking.
Yeah. Well, let's check the notes, shall we?
You don't know?
Vesper.
Yeah, Vesper. Not Moneypenny. Because I haven't gotten to where Moneypenny is fully described in the books. She's like really only mentioned by name.
Pretty much, yeah.
She's like very barely described. But no, Vesper. Vesper looks a lot like someone that I know. Mm-hmm. And then I was just like, well, this is weird.
Yeah. Vesper, I do imagine Eva Green. But like that's just because she's such a close match to the books, I think.
I mean, obviously, for Lashif, I just imagined you.
Why? Why?
No, that's a joke.
Okay.
Although, actually, the way he's described, it's not that far off.
Okay, yeah, sure. I imagine Peter Lorre. I guess I look like him.
Well, let's consult side by side. You definitely don't look like Mads Mikkelsen. I can tell you that right now. Here.
I think out of all the Lashif, I look like Orson Welles the most.
Actually, yeah, you can pass as Peter Lorre.
Kinda, yeah, maybe. If I, got rid of my beard and...
Well, you'd have to, like,
look more
wax
sad.
your face.
Wax my face. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Bond, we will play Baccarat. Be careful, I don't bleed out of my eyeballs. Look out. This is my tail. Don't look at me. I like Mads Mikkelsen. He's very intimidating as an actor. Not that I've seen a lot of his movies, but, he's good.
All the red ships are worth $25,000. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew they were playing with a lot of money because they're playing with, like, millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But, like, damn. Because he tips the... at the end of this, he tips the dealer with a chip.
Yeah.
So, like, he literally just handed him $25K.
That'd be a fantastic job, wouldn't it?
It's not even Bond's money, either. He just paid that guy with taxpayer dollars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I like that he has, like, kind of a silly... suit vest with the cards on it. Like, you would think for such a professional establishment, he's probably just wearing, like, a black vest, but he's got all nice little cards on it.
I don't know. It looks a little tacky to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, the dealer got to wear this?
Yeah.
He's working the game that has essentially $100 million playing at it.
He looks like a guy who's not even allowed in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. He's dressed for a boys' weekend.
Yeah. They actually had to teach all these people how to play poker. And then after when they were done filming, like, a lot of the cast and crew would play poker games. And one of the producers lost a lot of money playing
Well,
poker.
I know Mads Mikkelsen actually knew how to play poker going into this.
Yeah, I think some of them knew, like, how to, but, like, they kind of trained them up to look like professional players.
I think Mads Mikkelsen was actually one of the only ones that, like, he knew how to play poker. Like, he could actually win.
Yeah. Save for the bleeding from the eye.
Yeah, well, Mads Mikkelsen doesn't bleed from his eyeballs in real life, so...
Could you imagine?
It's not a tell, it's just Mads Mikkelsen on the day that they just went with it.
Yeah. Martin Campbell's getting interviewed about his directorial choices. He's like, yeah, Mads, he just kind of did that.
We really liked that, so we went with it.
Yeah, not even... Just on cue, he could bleed from his eyes. Tremendous actor.
It's like trying to cry on command.
It's in Rogue One. He's just crying. His daughter's bleeding from his eyes.
That'd be horrifying.
You must take the Death Star plans. Somehow we bring it back to Star Wars.
We're not even like talking about the right things for this scene.
Yeah, we can talk about so much. The amazing camera work, the consistency of the props.
The storytelling.
The
actual good setup.
The characters, the actors. But no, we're taking Mads Mikkelsen gushing blood from his eyes. I guess that's the most memorable thing about this movie.
Or Bond essentially sexually assaulting Vesper.
Yeah.
That guy looks like he belongs in Montenegro.
Yeah. Just right out in the open.
It's not very subtle.
No.
You know what is too bad? Is you don't get him naming the martini after Vesper.
No.
Because he creates like the Vesper martini. He's like, oh, I need a name. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, I'll call it the Vesper martini.
Yeah, for all the emphasis they put on Vesper in these later Craig movies, they don't really do a lot of what they could.
Build that much of a relationship.
Yeah.
Because in the books, he's like, you want to get married?
Yeah, let's get married. Let's hang out on the beach for like 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's injured in the hospital forever, and she just stays with him.
Yeah.
Even though Schmursh is coming after her.
Schmish. Yeah. She gets all like paranoid and stuff, and then, you know,
kills herself.
Spoiler alert. She doesn't drown in a building.
Spoiler alert for a book that came out 70 years ago.
70 years ago, yeah.
I mean, not quite 70. Oh my god! I forgot about this part.
Oh, and the guys from Madagascar come and try to kill Le Chiffre.
Also, killing him definitely gets your money back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're definitely going to find it.
It's not, locked up in some Caribbean bank account.
No. Not in the stock market's attached to his name. I do kind of like that they emphasize that like people are not happy with the Chief and how he deals with things.
Yeah.
Because this is like at least, tonally taken from one of the books. One of the books. Why am I saying that? The book.
Ooh.
That's so 2006.
Well, yeah, he doesn't even have an iPhone. Come on, Bond.
This is like G-Force. The technology in that movie. Either someone's in danger or... Well, either way, I'm going to their room.
Obviously, he wasn't going to cut off her arm, because if he swings with enough to cut through his arm, he's going through his friend's arm, too. Like, I don't know what the plan was there.
So glad we enacted our revenge. Dude just bleeding from the stump on his arm.
He passes out dead.
Dead, lying on the ground there. We shift bleeding from his eyes. Everyone in the room's just gushing blood everywhere. He just put the machete in his pocket. Just tucked in his pant leg or something. There's no way you can hide that.
Yeah, it's in his pant leg. Did you see him pull that out?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to sit down.
Wait, did he just block the machete with his gun?
I think so. Looked like it. But also, for all you knew, Bond was just a guy with a hearing aid. It didn't look like spy gear.
Maybe they were just really paranoid terrorists.
Yeah. They're just some 95-year-old man. They're like, oh, it's just a guy! They hack him in the bits with a machete.
Bond honestly takes some serious head trauma in this fight.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the usual, the way these movies go.
Yeah, that's true. Oh! Whee!
He's lucky that's the bottom floor.
Actually, if you're being choked like that, you fall unconscious pretty quick. Because it's
Yeah.
not about suffocating you, it's literally just cutting off the blood to your brain.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how I was like thinking that, oh, we should bring back some of the other Bond characters, and I was like, yeah, but the last cue we had was John Cleese, and I don't think he'd fit the tone of this movie. Right, now 007, here is your new laser watch, and he's just choking a dude to death. I don't think I need a cue. I don't need it.
Quick-Bond is very covered in blood from this one fight.
Yeah. I love a good decanter.
Oh, take a drink! Finish your drink! Yeah, that's the way to watch these movies. Every time Bond takes a sip, you take a sip. Every time Bond finishes a drink, you finish a drink.
Oh, you wouldn't survive well.
Sure you could. Maybe just not some of the earlier Bonds, but Daniel Craig Bond, you'd be okay. He doesn't spend that much time drinking.
No.
Maybe at the start of Skyfall, but it's most of what he does.
I don't know. No Time to Die. He does back down a few martinis. Why would he tell them that he knows his tell?
It's not even a tell.
It's a tell.
It's not. Killed herself early, I see.
Mom's been drinking again.
Bond comes in, yells at her for ruining the dress. Do you know how much this cost?
The British taxpayers will not accept this.
As the accountant, you should be aware.
007.
The dress budget has gone way too far.
You're supposed to bring me back my equipment in proper condition. This dress is soaked. I'm sorry, Q. It had to be.
Actually, I think he has the version of the watch that I was talking about on right now.
Ah, yes.
Not that you can see it.
No.
But it's got the same little end nub.
Zoom, enhance.
Zoom, enhance, zoom, enhance. Bond needs to just get more wet, and then, we'll be able to see it through the shirt.
James Bond, vampire. 007, your finger sucking is not on board. It's a new technique. Interrogation. Goes back, sits down at the casino, soaking wet.
Perspiring quite heavily, I see. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even going to come up with something witty to say back to that. Can we open the window, please?
That'd be me and you, just dripping sweat.
Drenched in sweat.
I mean, if you're giving me $10 million to play against an active terrorist, I think I'm going to be sweating.
Shaking.
Just holding your cards.
Cards are just shuffling in your hand. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
a little nervous.
A little nervous. I must have a good hand somewhere here. Mr. Bond has a tell, I see.
I don't even know what's happening in the movie right now. We have not been paying attention.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, look, there it is.
Yeah, I can see the watch.
It's nice.
It's nice. It's a good watch.
Well, it's just like slightly better finishing. Shouldn't Mathis just, deal with that as the French police? Because that's who he is. That's what his job was in the book.
Yeah. This is the shadier Mathis role than we're used to.
Well, I mean, look at him. Although he's actually not far off the way Mathis is described. I don't think.
Not really, no. Yeah, I just imagined a very generic Frenchman. I just thought back to all those old Pink Panther movies and just thought of random cast members from that and kept kind of drifting between them.
Just, frick. Who plays, in the Pink Panther movie, who's the main guy?
Like in the old ones or in the Steve Martin ones?
Yeah, Steve Martin. I'm just imagining Steve Martin now as Mathis.
Yeah.
Hamburger.
Now look here, Mr. Bond, you're going to play poker.
Mr. Bond, would you like a hamburger?
Get the hamburgers. Steve Martin in a James Bond movie, that'd be good.
I mean, I'd watch Steve Martin in most things. I actually like him quite a bit.
I'm pretty sure we had this conversation in one of the Star Wars movies. We're like, yeah, Steve Martin should be in that.
Did we?
I think so.
No, well, that was whose line?
No, I think Steve Martin was in the earlier one. I think in like Empire or something we said Steve Martin should be in it.
Okay, well, I guess we just recycle jokes without knowing.
We're 7 episodes in and we're already reusing jokes.
The Will and Steve lore can only go so far.
It's like you see Greg Proops.
See, he's not bleeding us from his eyeballs.
No, but he looks shifty. That's a man unsure of his hand if I ever saw one.
You don't say that in poker.
No.
Felix, that's bad table manners.
Mm-hmm. The tension builds.
Daniel Craig really didn't age from this to No Time to Die.
No.
It looks basically the same.
He looks like he could still play Bond for another, 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, probably. Well, Bond's old in the books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's not doing, the Roger Moore thing where he looks fucking ancient by the time he done his movies. Even though he's, about the same age. Just thinking about the 60s Casino Royale where it's Orson Welles and he's... For most of it, he's just doing magic tricks instead of actually playing Baccarat. He's like, behold, I shall make this woman disappear.
Yeah, Bond really goofed that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bond, not a good poker player.
That's what I said. That's why you hire actual poker players to take him down.
Yeah.
You just fund all of the players at the table to all gang up on him.
Yeah. But why train astronauts to drill when you can send drillers to the moon? Or asteroid or whatever the fuck that movie was about. What was that? Armageddon? Is that the movie I'm thinking of? Anyway.
It's actually wild because she's a double agent, right? So like,
Yeah.
makes this conversation really stupid because like she should be on board with giving him as much money as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't really do a good job of building up their love in this movie.
No. Not like the book's much better, but it's...
No, but at least the book is weird about it.
Yeah, it at least like has some time jumps. That's a nice kind of play on the cliche.
Well, it's because he'll order it when he wants to, but then when he actually wants to drink, it doesn't really care.
And actually, even some of the older movies aren't very consistent. Like, I think there's You Only Live Twice. They have a mention of the shaken, not stirred thing, but they do stirred, not shaken. They do it, like, wrong. And Bond's just like, oh, yes, that's exactly right. I'm Sean Connery, and I don't give a shit in this movie. Yeah. I have no money.
Britain's not as rich as America.
I like that Felix was actually playing the game in this. Like, that's a better detail, I think.
Yeah, than him just standing around.
Yeah, standing around, watching Bond.
See, but Bond also knew Felix going into this, whereas Felix introduces himself for the first time in this.
Yeah, yeah.
So that, I will say, is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, Felix was also just betting on Bond winning to begin with.
Yeah.
So when Bond loses, he's like, oh, okay, I'll just give him some money. I want a background movie of just this, but that then explains who everyone else is at this table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, Lashif is a terrorist. Bond is a spy.
Yeah.
So, like, who else is there? Felix is a spy, so you already got two spies. But, like, the old Asian lady that was beside him, what does she do?
I don't know. I think she's in an earlier Bond movie as well. As, like, an extra or something. I feel like that's right. Or I might be mistaking her for some other person. But I'm pretty sure she's in another movie.
Well, I just mean, like, her character.
Oh, like the character? Yeah, we need, like, an Ocean's 11 thing where they all team up and, like, do something.
Yeah, or, like, what's that guy on the end there doing? Like, what? That guy is he, like, a Yakuza boss? Like,
Yeah, maybe. The one guy's just Mr. Big. That would have been a kind of funny little twist.
Yeah, that'd be a great reference.
Yeah.
I also think him getting poisoned is way better than them threatening him with a gun at the table.
Yeah, the little stupid cane gun.
Yeah.
Now look here, Mr. Bond, you will die. Because I am pointing a cane at you. And he, like, fucking backflips over the chair.
Yeah. I like that they do this, like, overexposed look for him being poisoned.
Yeah, it really kind of sells the discombobulation.
Oh. I never understood why he tried to chug salt water, but it's so he could get himself to throw up.
Yeah, yeah. It's a tried and true method. I would like to see him, like, go over in that field like a dog and just start eating grass. Shoveling handfuls into his mouth.
Now he's sweaty.
Perspirating, Mr. Bond. Yeah, dude, I almost had a heart attack.
It's hot in here.
Now look here, Bond. In case you are poisoned, please attach this to your chest.
Wouldn't the poison still be in his body?
I don't know.
Are they shocking the poison right out of him?
I'm gonna zap the poison. Maybe he just like shits it all out. Cut to credits.
Roll credits.
Bond dies and just cuts to the the title music playing over the Bond's just rotting in the car in the parking lot.
Ew, hot car smell with dead Bond corpse.
Shit, it smells like sherry.
Yeah, I like how he acts after literally dying.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I feel much better.
Yeah, it is.
Buzz, that's not how poison works.
I took the anti-serum. I'm okay.
I mean, it could be Mr. Big.
Could be. Yeah. It's the Craig verse version of Mr. Big.
Ooh.
It's a lot of spades.
It's a lot of fucking spades. The guy's got like no money. Minimum bet is $1 million.
It's $6 million though, Will.
Yeah, I guess.
Apparently.
Well, all those chips I think are worth like 100,000 or 25,000.
Something like that.
Oh wait, no, he had a stack of other big chips beside him.
Also, he just looks evil with that all-black suit. Which, I mean, I guess everyone else is wearing as well.
Nah,
but...
Bond's got the white suspenders on. That's a good guy's suspenders.
Yeah, yeah.
So who owns white suspenders? I feel like you gotta get black.
Yeah. Or, like, some cool rainbow color or something. Red, maybe. Wouldn't go well in a tuxedo, though, but... Well, they do have kind of a texture to them, you know? They're
I'm
not
not
just...
saying they're not nice.
Yeah. I'd wear them. They looked cool. But they look better on, like, a black shirt or something. So they stand out, you know?
There's like no reason for him to call here.
Yeah. I'd love to play a poker game with like those weird square chips.
Those just weird square chips are worth a shitload of money.
Yeah, they look so cool though.
That's why they're used.
Yeah. See, there you go. 115 million.
Oh wait, there's 2 aces. Never mind. It makes complete sense for him to call.
You just thought he had a pair?
No, I thought he had ace 6. I didn't see the second ace.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had full house.
Mm-hmm. And what does Bond have?
Quad aces somehow.
I have 4 aces. He's got like extra cards. Like, Mr. Bond, I think you're cheating.
I mean, there's a couple things they could have beaten full house with.
Yeah.
And then Lashif never did anything evil ever again.
He changed his way. He went home and rethought his life. Well, that's it. We're at the hour 40-minute mark. Movie's over. Time to go home.
Now
Psych.
We haven't even gotten to the testicle abuse.
James Bond in the very, very, very bad day. Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Balls.
The old man and his balls.
Old man and his balls. That's the last Craig movie.
What other Ernest Hemingway books do I have? For whom the balls toll.
The balls also rises. Balls in the afternoon. A Movable Feast. I'm not even going to change that title.
I mean, they kind of get into the flirting here with him and her afterwards, but like they didn't have the pre-flirting where
No.
she's like, "Oh, I really want to sleep with him,"
Mm-hmm.
or Bond's like, "Oh, I want to sleep with her."
Yeah.
They just go from hating each other.
Well, yeah, they were definitely antagonistic, and then now she's gonna get kidnapped, and then we go from there.
No.
That's why I said that, because you can't.
You fool.
Wait, Mathis doesn't know how to use a telephone. He's too old.
Mathis wouldn't use a pager.
My beeper's going off. It must be Mathis. He sent me a fax. Yeah, I don't think this movie really explains why he's so suspicious of Mathis.
Well, he's not suspicious of Mathis. He's suspicious of her saying that she needs to see Mathis. Can't start his car. The battery's dead from reviving himself.
Got the jumper cable hanging out of the front of the car.
How many people do you think wanted to buy an Aston Martin just because of Bond?
Tons. Now this shot here of them flipping this car, I think the car flipped like 7 times, and that was a record, at least when they did it. And they tried using like a little ramp or something for it to go off, but they couldn't work because the Aston Martin was like weighs too heavy at the bottom or whatever. So they had this like little thing that would go out from the bottom of the car to flip it over.
I actually like the way that they flip this. Like, the reasoning for him crashing is that, like, they just put her on the road.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what happens if he doesn't stop?
We know Craig Bond's cold-hearted. He'd just run her over.
Or, like, he doesn't stop in time.
Yeah, Bond's just bad at driving. Just not paying attention to the road.
Oh, well, there we go. He instantly gets it cut out. There's my answer.
Yeah, there you go. That's not the only thing we're going to take out of him.
See?
What'd you say? I've got brain trauma.
This is why we don't trust Mathis.
We don't trust Mathis because the bad guy says not to trust Mathis. Okay. We trust the bad guy, though.
Yeah.
The bad guy always tells the truth.
See, look at that watch, though. It's
Oh,
a
yeah,
nice
nice.
watch.
Yeah. Gonna tap that closer to the microphone. There you go.
Sound of luxury. It's actually pretty affordable
compared to other watches, yeah.
It's not even the same. Slightly different version.
Yeah.
Mine's the Goldeneye, whereas that's the Casino Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Although, actually, they did just come out this year, I think, with a fresh Bond edition watch that looks real nice. It's in like a nice navy blue.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Unfettered access.
I find it funny that like they show how the chair ends up like that.
Well, in the books, they already got the chair and everything ready.
Yeah, it's
to
already
go.
set up. Yeah.
Like, he knew what he was gonna do to him.
Even the '67 version of the film has the chair. They don't show Peter Sellers getting his balls ripped apart, but the chair is referenced in the movie, which is a surprise to me.
I like the fear that Daniel Craig shows on his eyes.
Yeah. He can play a tortured man.
Damn, Steve, we gotta try to look like that.
Yeah. Good luck.
I think it's doable. Daniel Craig's not unattainable.
No.
It'll just take some hard work. How do you think they felt about filming this?
I don't know. I didn't see any interviews about it specifically.
Like, was Mads Mikkelsen like, guys, I don't know about this?
Nah, he seems like the kind of guy who'd be on board with doing this.
Mads Mikkelsen actually hits him on the take.
I'm going full method.
Daniel Craig's undevoted... Daniel Craig's unbreakable devotion to realism. Mads Mikkelsen was really just going to town.
Yeah. Cut back to Martin Campbell. He's like, yeah, that wasn't even in the script. They just fucking did that. This was in their trailer. They were just doing it. I just had a camera hidden in there.
I heard screaming one day, so I told the PA to set up a hidden cam.
Yeah, I got a couple grips. They got the chair all ready for me. It was good.
Daniel Craig actually owed Matt Mickelson a lot of money from all the poker they've been playing.
This was mafia retribution. I don't think anyone's laughed this much at this scene. Perspiring a lot, Mr. Bond. I wonder why.
I think they do this scene really well compared to books. Like, it's pretty much 1-to-1.
Yeah. But also they make Bond a little cheekier.
Yeah.
Well, not,
Well, Bond in this is try not to literally die of shock.
Yeah, but he's also, like, quipping jokes and stuff,
Yeah.
Whereas in the book, it's just like, this is absolute hell. I want to die. I want to kill myself. The chief, just end this misery.
Yeah.
Then the Smurf Jason comes in with a little knife and he cuts a little logo in there. Yeah, I remember when I first watched all the Bond movies. This was back in, like, I think 2016, 2017. Like, we got the big Blu-ray set of all the movies, and we watched them in order, me and my family. And going from the last Brosnan movie to this
was a bit of a tone shift.
Yeah, that was quite a week going between those.
You were like, what is happening?
Well, no, Mr. Bond.
How old would you have been there too?
I don't know. I was like 17, maybe. Going on 17.
Never mind. You were old. You
Yeah,
should have already seen this movie.
I should have. Yeah, I was behind on the Bond movies.
Yeah, only like 20 years.
No,
not quite.
I think by the time I saw this, Spectre had come out, but only like just. But yeah, I like doing that with like movies and TV shows and stuff, watching them in order. Like, especially like really long running stuff, going back to the very start, doing that.
Oh my god, it's Schmersh!
No, it's just Mr. Green.
Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, Bond's recovery time, too, in this movie, way shorter.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's not spending months in there with destroyed testicles. He's fine after like 2 hours.
He's not contemplating ending at all and just lying there in his little bed.
He's not even considering retirement.
M doesn't pop in to pay him a visit. Yeah, you'll be all right there, old chap. We'll take care of that.
We'll graft you in some new testicles.
We got a donor, Mr. Bond. Hugh's got some new gadget that he's wanting to try it.
Donor.
Yes, Bond, yes. Now don't touch that, Mr. Bond. Now look here, 007. We had this imported from the Orient. Oh, Mr. Fleming, I think we got to change that line.
Mr. Fleming, we gotta take out some of the N-words.
I don't know what you have against Bulgarians, but like there's a lot in here.
Anyone that's not British really can just get it.
Yeah.
He's just so unnecessarily racist to literally everyone.
Yeah.
Wait. Are they on Naboo?
Does look like it, actually. Like a lot. I'm gonna look up after this if that's the same location.
I don't think it is.
That looks a lot like it.
It does look similar, but I don't think it is. I like that they just instantly trusted Bond based on what Lafchief said.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, Mathis turns out to be okay.
Yeah.
Actually, that might be the same location.
It looks a lot like it.
I don't know anymore.
I'm so confused. Somehow it always ends up back at Star Wars. Oh, Padme. I mean, Vesper.
I hate sand.
It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
Gets in my balls.
I hate wicker chairs and rope. Goes into a furniture store, has a PTSD flashback. It's like, hey, Bond, it's okay. We're taking you off assignment, Bond, dude.
He's on like a sailboat. He's like, I can't
do this.
Too much rope.
You're taking it too personally, Bond. You're too close to the case. Now look here, 007. It's a regular piece of rope. No, no. Cuts in quick succession, all these shots of being tortured and pain. No, it's the ship again.
Shouldn't be that funny.
Now this grappling hook, 007. It's got a hook on it.
And rope. The color green. It also stresses me out.
Now, 007, you'll be in France. Your number, le chiffre, no!
Bond, would you like to play a round of cards?
Poker, perhaps?
Money, passwords.
Money, penny, no! Yes, I'd like to speak to HR. Every time he says my name, he freaks out. Starts spasming on the floor, foaming at the mouth.
Grabbing his testicles.
Boy, that's going to be a short if there's anyone.
I like that they just scam him. Like, they're just like, yes. But I guess it's because they have Vesper.
Mm-hmm.
Although they really get into Vesper being suspicious here.
Oh, yeah.
Including myself. Yeah, they really make her sad right here off the bat.
Mm-hmm. Tears of blood start flowing.
Damn! Bond, whoa, man. Come on. Leave some game for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Us normals out here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Lashif's rope stripped it from you. Is it just me or her hands look freakishly small next to his head?
Is your hands too small for your freakishly large head, or is your head too large for your freakishly small hands?
Yes, Daniel Craig just have a large head.
All right, the doctor will see you now. Oh my God!
His poor testicles, what are you doing?
The man's still recovering!
The stitches!
Now, 007, you've damaged thousands of dollars worth of medical equipment.
Yes, he's looking out on the horizon, he sees that sailboat.
Rope! My own naked body!
I wonder where this beach is. Like, is it a location that you can just go there?
Probably. I'm sure it's in, like, the Bahamas or something. Or in some...
Montenegro?
Montenegro, yeah, maybe.
Italy?
Italy, yeah. Probably Italy, yeah.
Well, isn't that where, like, the Naboo was filmed?
Yeah.
Everything really just does come back to Star
It
Wars.
does, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really quite feel earned, this romance. At least not as much as other.
Well, even compared to the book, too.
Yeah.
No!
No, Bond.
You were too badly damaged in the accident. I don't respect you anymore.
But Q made me new balls.
Why did Bond's voice go to that?
I don't know.
But Vesper!
Rasper, please. Yes, well, Q's got some new balls for me.
Wait, is he just sailing into Venice?
Yeah. You could do that, right?
Can you?
No. I don't think so. Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe you can.
There's another Bond movie where they go to Venice and he drives one of those gondolas that's like got wheels underneath. And he drives up onto the onto the actual like city streets. Well, not streets, but like the little sidewalks and stuff. That's one of the Roger Moore ones, if you couldn't tell by how fucking goofy it is.
I like that Bond just resigned by email.
Yeah, here's my 2 weeks notice.
Doesn't even give M the courtesy of doing it in person.
Or a phone call, at least.
You Sony product placement. Le Chiffre.
The chief is back! No, Bond, don't let go of the steering wheel! Crash our sailboat.
Smersh.
Smashed me on him.
I also feel like the reason for the double cross isn't explained quite as well.
No.
Because, like, at least in the books, it makes sense like that the Russians would be able to have like double agents and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But like this terrorist organization, it doesn't make as much sense for them to be able to control her.
No, not really. The bank. They also completely undermine this little subplot with a necklace in Quantum of Solace when they make it just like her boyfriend's like thing he used on like every single girl. Yeah. So her like devotion to this whole thing and her self-sacrifice at the end is a little
Meaningless.
meaningless. Yeah. Yeah, poor Vesper. But best to just ignore Quantum of Solace. I love those little carts that they push like luggage on in hotels. I always wanted to just grab one of those and just kind of like push on it and ride on it, you know?
I've done that.
Oh, I would have loved to do that.
I did it as a child when it's more socially acceptable.
Yeah, no, but you know. He plays that well, where he's like, his voice sounds pretty mild about it. It's like, oh, it was my mistake, but his face shows all of his actual emotions, where he's like, oh shit, Vesper's up to something.
I've been to that square.
I've never been to Italy. It looks nice though.
It is pretty nice.
Yeah.
The music feels almost slightly too intense. Like, I know it's an intense moment.
Yeah.
But it feels like almost like aggressively.
Best Western.
I find it hard to believe that she was able to withdraw $105 million or $150 million into that briefcase.
Well, yeah.
I feel like that would take multiple briefcases.
Maybe it just has like a little credit card in there.
Like a voucher?
Yeah.
Amazon gift card?
Amazon. Would you put all your money into Amazon gift cards? Read me the numbers over the phone, please. Yes, I am a Nigerian prince. Why do you ask?
Dude got outplayed.
Mm. Why'd make him look so stereotypically evil? With like an eye patch and everything.
I mean, presumably if Bond tried to step out and shoot them beforehand, that guy would have killed him.
Yeah, that's...
But I'm just like, shoot them anyways?
Yeah.
Shoot first, ask questions later?
Yeah, isn't that the Craig MO?
Well, and they have 150 million?
Yeah. And the girl.
Yeah, but the girl's a spy. Whatever.
Expendable.
Give her a schmersh.
Schmersh. I don't even think they even elaborate on the fact that, like, she wasn't tortured where he was. I don't think that's mentioned in this. Or if it is, I completely missed it. Which is quite possible.
One thing I never understood is why it started flooding so bad. Like, what about that caused it to flood?
It's sinking. Those are, like, kind of holding it up, is the idea.
Is it?
I think that's the idea.
I don't know.
Why there's so much water just pumping into the buildings, not really moving? I don't know.
Well, I guess now it's sinking, yeah. I mean, Venice as a city is really falling apart.
Well, yeah, it's like, you know, hundreds of years old and floating on water. Like, well, not floating, but like, you know, propped up above water. And we got climate change to, you know, add on to the problems. Yeah.
Yeah. It's less than ideal.
Yeah, I don't think the Medicis were planning on these buildings lasting that long, and also for the climate to completely reverse.
You guys got no trigger discipline.
Yeah, it's called rigor mortis.
It's such a good action set piece, even if it is super goofy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, wouldn't the briefcase be relatively recoverable?
Yeah.
Like, even if you like don't get it right there, you'd probably be able to go get it later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, send down some scuba divers or something.
They really did just leave Vesper to die.
Yeah. Bond's just has no regard. This has a real National Treasure vibe to it. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, you are a big National Treasure guy.
Mm-hmm. Nick Cage and history. It's a perfect combination, Will. Well, it's a good combination.
The thing went deep if he just ripped it out like that.
Yeah. Alright, Vesper, I know it's my fault that this is happening, but...
It's her own fault for being...
Well, okay, true. But for the building sinking, it's his fault.
Her whole logic for doing this, I'm just like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Could have just had her kill herself like a normal person in the book.
Yeah. The bitch is dead. Period. End. Send to publisher. Excellent.
Awards.
50 million copies sold.
Money. Yeah, the whole logic here, I don't know.
Yeah. Good corpse acting. I like that.
Where'd the briefcase at?
And I mean, he does a good job at, like, actually saving her. Well, you know, getting close to saving her.
Well, yeah, she did kind of purposely breathe in a lot of water, so...
Yeah. But I mean, had she been willing to live, they would have made it out.
She's not doing the best job of CPR.
No. Bond, please stop making out with the dead girl.
He's doing CPR. Have some taste.
Now look here, 007. The new Corpse-O-Matic 5000.
Man, you know what would have been dark twist for these movies?
What?
They clone her later on to keep Bond in the service. That's like a whole Blade Runner thing.
Fuck. Nah, well, that's too. That's too dark, but also like Austin Powers level of goofy.
Yeah, well,
Like that's like Fembots level of goofiness.
Mr. Green. How did
It
he
was-
get the briefcase?
I don't know.
He was in the water in the building. Did he go for a swim?
He went for a swim.
Lishmerv.
Yeah. I like that they keep it vague in this movie and just call it the Organization.
Yeah.
But when they get Quantum of Solace and they just call it Quantum, and then like immediately right after that happens, they get the rights to use Spectre and they just reverse immediately. It's a little annoying that they kind of went all in on the one name and then they just change it like the next movie.
Kind of a cold thing to say.
Yeah.
You don't trust anyone, do you? Nope. Ah, good. Now you've learned your lesson, dumbass.
Says the married woman.
Yeah, right? Maybe it's not a marriage. Maybe it's just a using him for his buddy type thing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one thing for her to say that, and she works at like a desk job, even though she is in charge of like all of MI6 or whatever. But still, well, I'm sure we'll figure it out in a movie or two.
Yeah. We'll just, waste our time for a little bit with Quantum of Solace.
Well, Quantum kind of picks up right after this. They kind of touch on a few of the details, but
I guess, but it's not like a direct sequel.
Well, it's more so than any other Bond movie, I think. But
I don't know. No Time to Die and Spectre.
Yeah.
They go pretty closely together.
Mm-hmm. True. And even Spectre and Skyfall.
One message? That's really just a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
It's a cool building.
Mm-hmm. Lovely view, though.
That is a good ass view.
I like that we get the return of the Bond theme coming in.
Yeah. And you get the horns right as he walks in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good suit. He put on his hitman suit.
He put on his torture suit. Oh, there we go.
And then they just had a nice friendly chat.
Yeah, nothing bad ever happened about that.
Oh,
Well, there we go. That was fun.
I forgot how good these movies are.
And that fell shorter than the Star Wars movies, to be honest. I don't know why, but
Well, yeah, I don't know. Some of the Star Wars movies felt like they dragged.
a little bit, yeah.
But that was 2 hours and 20-ish minutes.
Yeah, I think that was longer, technically, but...
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this new thing that's not Star Wars. We're really branching out here for Steve's channel. It's
Yeah.
not sci-fi.
But it's old, though, so it's...
Mind blown.
Mind blown, yeah. But yeah, join us next time for Live and Let Die,
Yeah, we're really going downhill right away.
Roger Moore's first movie, and his youngest, where he's
And then-
45 years old.
Then we get into the good stuff like Moonraker.
And then Diamonds Are Forever.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
I got some good ones coming up. Eventually.
We'll get there.
I think we got Spy Who's Loved Me after that. But...
I mean, eventually we double back to Quantum of Solace, which we've been ripping on.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one.
Well, thank you, Steve's channel, for hosting. Have a good one.
Yep. Bye-bye.